Ο Σάιμον Πάρκς την έχει πει προμηνών. Τη λέξη γκρις τη λέει για πρώτη φορά. Τι είναι αυτό το πράγμα? Τι τους έχουμε κάνει? Να μιλάνε για Βουλγαρία, για Τουρκία, Κύπρο και μετά να πηγαίνουν στην Αίγυπτο. Τι είναι αυτό το πράγμα? Παρένθεση αυτό. Εντάξει. Εδώ είμαστε. Ξεκινάμε, να βγάλω τα στολίδια μου, ξεκινάμε 18 λεπτά, είναι πιο σημαντικό από το άλλο, γιατί το άλλο, πώς το λένε, το μονοπόλησε και ο δικηγόρος. Εδώ τα πράγματα είναι πώς είναι. Και λέει και τα άλλα, περί πράσινου φωτός και πότε ξεκινάμε και τα λοιπά. Λοιπόν, πάμε.
Intel in a moment, but the important part today was to listen to Dr. Judy, because I have actually got some really good intel to do with the QFS and what's actually happening. But I wanted to just enjoy Judy because she's a dynamo of positive energy. She's been doing amazing work for, well, I say 40 years, all her life she's been doing amazing work, but it's come to the forefront. And we're very blessed to have people like that on this journey. People who've put a tremendous amount of work in and learnt so much about how to look after ourselves. And it's incredibly difficult for a doctor who's been taught one way and then realizes, hang on, that doesn't make sense, to go against all your teaching and then go, hang on, let's get back to the start. And this is what Dr. Judy's done. She's found out exactly what does work, what doesn't work. And she won't mind me saying, learnt the hard way. And that's how we all need to learn the hard way. And this is Dr. Judy is sharing her experience, which I can assure you, every single one of you watching here is invaluable. And I thank you personally, but I can assure you, Dr. Judy, from everybody here, a huge thank you for everything you've done and are doing.
Well, I'm blessed by you, and a huge thank you to you and all those names you just named. They were in the trenches so much longer. Dr. Thorpe, Dr. Ben Marble, Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Sherry Tenmedy, all of these people. And all they had to do was have the same open mind and not listen to what somebody said to me. So I'm blessed by them, because it was a really dark 5 years when I couldn't say anything and my reputation had been ruined between 2010 and 11 and 15. And so that was a very difficult time when you're in the dark and you can't help. Now people are listening, and they're wonderful events like Clay Clark and others that bring us together. There's a lot of love in that room, because we're all grateful that everybody's opened their mind and said, hey, no more. Let's just listen to people. The censorship was the big problem, the bias, the stigmatism that nobody has to live with anymore. That's the good news.
Mm-hmm. Well, Judy, we'll let you get on to Clay Clark, and I shall go through some QFS stuff. But lovely to see you, Bernard. Lovely to see you too. And
Judy,
to see you in Miami.
Thank you so much. You're a stack of information, a walking encyclopedia.
Just one quick thing, Judy. You talked about the 19th of February in Hawaii. I was invited to come to that, and I haven't heard anything back. So if you can get them to get back in contact with me, I'd be more than willing to come over.
You got it. That'll be fun, because Ed Dowd's going to be there too. So we'll have some fun in Hawaii.
If you can get them to send me the intel, the information, I'll definitely pop across.
Okay, you got it.
All right.
Bye-bye, Dr. Judy. We'll see you very soon. Thanks so much. And our French, Benoit, we didn't hear much from you, but I'm sure you'll make it up next time.
I'll stick around to listen to the intro.
Sure. Absolutely. You're very welcome.
Stick around for me.
Cheers. Okay.
Bye, Judy. Take care.
Cheers, Judy. Right, guys. What I was going to, this is in big news from a point of view of the quantum financial system. You all know that a few months back, we used the comment far too easily, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Let's just strip that away for a second. The leader of BRICS is actually China. China is 1.5 billion people, 1,500 million people. Now, China decided that they'd had enough of America. They've had enough of America for a long time. And there were certain sanctions that were put against Russia that sort of fast-tracked this through. So China and Russia decided to do deals, and big deals within the oil field, without using the US dollar. And you need to understand the principles of this, and then you'll understand where I'm going with this. And then India said, well, we're on board with that too. India also have 1.5 billion people. There's 3 billion people between the two countries, India and China. That's nearly half the world's population in two countries. But then Russia came on board, and they, of course, have vast amounts of oil. So they were dealing with China and also with India. But instead of using the US dollar, they were using a gold-backed currency, which was the secret QFS hidden behind the scenes, but it was asset-backed. And I use the word asset-backed because there are certain countries that won't be using gold, and I'll come on to that in a moment. And of course, Brazil, another big country, South Africa being the other. So we've got BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. You'll be very interested to know that other countries that have already joined BRICS, Egypt, Afghanistan, Algeria, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Senegal, Thailand, the United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Iran, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Zimbabwe, Iraq, the United Kingdom have already backed the asset-backed currency with BRICS. Just for a little bit of fun, the United Kingdom, what asset do you think the United Kingdom is using? I told Mahoney this earlier.
That's why I'm laughing, because he got me.
It's silver, sterling silver, not titty bars for whoever said that. Sterling silver. It's going back to what it was before, sterling silver.
I wonder, was that where the terminology came from? Because the UK Great Britain or England at the time must have backed the currency with silver in the vaults, the Bank of England.
So they've already joined BRICS already. Now we're going to go on to another list here of countries that have applied to be part of BRICS, but it's not yet been integrated as of today. Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, Bolivia, Chile, Cuba, Ecuador, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela, Azerbaijan, Mongolia, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Turkey, and last but not least, my favorite, Germany.
Wow.
Now, the fact that Germany has applied to join BRICS will send shockwaves through Europe, because anybody who knows anything about the EU will know that the UK and Germany were always putting in more than anybody else.
Yeah.
So if nobody's putting in, I live in Spain. I know the Spanish. If they've got to put in, they'll run faster than Usain Bolt. And so will Greece. So will Portugal. So will Italy. They'll leave in a hurry. I'm sure the French will too, because they won't want to carry the can. They'll want to be a part of this too. So we're seeing now the complete collapse of the old system. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, These are countries that need to get on board quickly. They're being held back by their leaders. But this is a big wake-up call, because as we move into, and I'm going to tell, this is top secret information. I have to be very careful how I word this so that I don't get into trouble. The gold-backed, asset-backed US dollar, which will be called the US note, the USTN, the US token note, is expected to go live probably this week. Probably. Not definitely, probably. But it will take 9 months to roll out. Some people won't even see it for 5, 6, 8 months. My audience will, because we'll keep you informed as to it rolling out. And from a banking point of view, the normies of the world won't see that much difference because their bank will change. But very important, we're going to go through a period right now from today, the 1st of February, for the next 2 to 3 months, where the central bank digital currency is going to be promoted. And I've had 2 long conversations, and I've got an interview with General Michael Flynn on Friday. I'm going to try and get him on the Insiders on Saturday, but he hasn't committed to that. He's committed to a Zoom on Friday. I was almost tempted to do the Insiders on Friday just so that we could have him live, but I'll see if I can get him on Saturday. The central bank digital currency is currently under the control of the black hats, not the white hats as we first thought. And I've done a huge amount of work on this in the last 48 hours. The black hats are still in control of the central bank digital currency. Now, you're going to need to listen to me on this one and listen to what I say. The white hats are allowing this to happen so that they can expose themselves and take themselves down. They don't need the white hats to collapse them because the people need to stand up and reject it. There will be people who don't do that. There will be people that will go for the central bank digital currency because they get offered a central bank digital token 1-for-1 for the dollar, where they realize that their dollar is worth nothing. Well, just so that you all know, today, your paper dollar is worth nothing. The same as Mahoney's and mine paper euro or paper pound. They're not backed by anything today. It's only in our belief system that we believed that they were, and the fact that we can buy stuff with this paper, a promissory note. I promise to pay the bearer. So we're going to have a very interesting 2 to 3 months of transition. When the USTN goes live, it will not be in the public domain. We will know about it behind the scenes, and we'll know that things are going in the right direction. I've already told you my signal to you all as to when it goes live, that I'll be in South Africa starting my work, because I won't be able to tell you anything about it. I'll be under lock and key as to what I can say. You'll have to see by my actions what's going on.
Or you could buy one of those safari suits from the 70s, Charlie, and just post a picture of you with a massive gun.
Yeah, exactly. I could do. But let me assure you, this part of the journey is going to be massively exciting for those people, my audience, Mahoney's audience, Dr. Judy Mikovitz's audience. They're going to be very exciting times right now, because we're going to see this happen in real time. And a lot of people are not going to have the advantage of seeing it and being guided through it. At the moment, we're waiting, and this is when Nasara Jasara will kick in. We're seeing the collapse of the tax systems, the IRS, the Inland Revenue. We'll see the complete collapse of it. But as we see the collapse of it, this is when, as David Nino Rodriguez always reminds us, when you've got a boxer beat, that's when he's most dangerous, because he's throwing haymakers loose and wild.
Yeah.
Keep out of the way right now, because if you get caught by one, it's going to hurt. I'm literally going to share the screen here, because this is my thought for today. When the truth comes out, don't ask me how I knew. Ask yourself why you didn't. That's my thought for today. When the truth comes out, don't ask me how I knew. Ask yourself why you didn't, because we are going to come under massive attack. And it's already started. I've been attacked by people who feel grossly embarrassed by the fact that they told me 2 years ago that rather than listen to me, they'd rather trust the professionals. And they were very then. A number of, some of them sadly are dead.
Yeah.
Listening to the professionals, that's sad. But there are others that are still alive that are actually suffering. And I don't take any pleasure in people who are suffering from the jab. It's not constructive to say, I told you so. It doesn't help anybody. But I've gone on a bit longer than I normally would, because obviously we had the blessing of having Dr. Judy Mikovits. And I tell you what, Benoit, you can tell us about Judy as a personal friend. She's an amazing woman, isn't she? What a dynamo of energy.
She is. She's a beautiful being. And I believe one of the reasons why I ended up working together is because both her and I have a mission to put people before money. And, that's whatever it takes. And even like people say, well, you're selling products. It's like, we don't care. Judy is not making any products. She's just referring other people's products who can help. And that's her passion, and nothing stops her. And working together is giving me lots of energy to make a positive difference in the world. And I'm glad that there are people like you to help spread the good news.
Now, God has certainly blessed myself and Mahoney with a platform that people, it's very important that we give the right people the platform to get the truth out.
Absolutely.
We've been we were talking earlier, Mahoney and I, about the attacks that we've had. We look back with humor now, but no, some of them have been fairly brutal. But we're in an amazing place. But I'm going to hand over now to Mahoney, who does an after party, I think.
No, not tonight, Charlie. Not tonight. Okay. I'm going to spend 5 minutes just winding down, reminding them of the web addresses and exactly where they can find the info. I'm going to do that. And then it's Lucy's birthday tomorrow, so I'm going out for dinner with my girlfriend, because we both have to fly to the UK tomorrow, and I won't see her on Thursday. So I'm going to do that instead for the audience to see.
Where are you taking her for dinner?
I'm not telling you. You'll send somebody around to ruin it, like a whole lot of mariachis or something.
I was going to come around for a free lunch.
By the time you get your ass in the car up here, we live very close to each other. That's why this mocking is going on. But let's have them both back on soon again. That was a mountain of information. I'm going to do a little debrief now to the audience so they know where they can go to get all of that fabulous information. And we'll see you guys.
If one hour wants to stay on with David, you're more than welcome. But
I'll only be 5 minutes, buddy. It's up to you. It's just a debrief. That's all.
God bless you all.
All right, Charlie. See you later.
Cheers.